Hi, I'd like to show you these 5 journals that I've made. All the covers have been made with snippet rolls, which means sort of little tiny strips of ribbon that I've sewn bits and pieces of fabric onto. There is a mixture between cottons. We've got satin, lame, velvet, all kinds of fabrics, lace, a little bit of everything. These journals, except for the one, these journals measure 15 by 21 centimeters, and the spine is 5 centimeters wide. So I've got 4 that size, and then there's one tiny smaller one. Well, it's a tiny bit smaller. If you can see, see, not very much smaller, but this one is 14 by 20. So they're all kind of made the same way. They've all got 240 pages. This one I think only has 200, but I'll write it in the description. I've tied them all with this sort of knitted ribbony cord kind of thing. And then each one has got a different color detail. For example, this one's got sort of a browny colored embroidery thread that I've stitched onto it. This one's red, this one's blue, and this one's green. And then the little one is white. So I'm really just going to go through the one journal because they're all more or less the same in terms of what each one has inside. So let me show you this one. So the cord comes off completely because not everybody likes tying their journals up. I know for me, I don't really like tying things up because I like to be able to get to them quickly. So, and so the cover is relatively hard. It's a little bit flexible, but it's really, really sturdy. I mean, you know, it's not going to fall apart. So, in the cover, you've got these tiny little journaling cards that I made using book pages and then stamped with a stamp that I made. They're all different colors, and I just slip in there. There's a belly band. Let me just make sure that I'm kind of in focus there. Right. Lots of coffee dyed paper. There's some poetry. I've also done a lot of jelly printing. Pockets again. You'll see there are tabs. They're all made of different kinds of fabrics, just stitched on. Quite a lot of sewing as well. Watercolor paper that I just dyed using various colors of watercolor. And then, of course, there are little pieces of calico that I've painted as well. All right. It's the middle of that one. So there's really loads of journaling space. Book pages. Lots and lots of journaling space. Then each journal has got 3 altered paper clips. This one is fabric. Let me see if I can pull it out a little bit closer. If you can see this. So it's an altered paper clip. This one's from Alice in Wonderland. So they're all various. Oh, no, I can't get it back on. Right. Watercolor paper. Some journaling tags stitched. Pockets. Colouring in pages. You know, there's a lot of space. You can add your own bits to, or stick photos or stickers or whatever you want to do. Gelli printing. So I've made them that a person can add as much as they want into this, but it still feels relatively full. That's a journaling card, and there's 2 pockets there. And then on this side, there's another altered paper clip. This is actually taken from a piece of artwork I did years ago, and I got some fabric made from it. And there's some shiny bits, snippet strip, a lot of stitching detail everywhere. Watercolor paper. This is from an old history of costume book that I had from when I studied years and years ago. Lined. It's just a journaling card. Couple of pockets here. Again, this is gessoed, so you can write over it. There's a pocket there, and then there's one up here as well. So you can see there's no theme to this. It's very eclectic. It's basically whatever I felt like putting in. A book page from a very old storybook from about 40, 50 years ago. I wouldn't say it's antique, but it's... I mean, I wouldn't say it's vintage, but it's pretty old. Some stamping. More watercolor paper. I especially like the way it makes its own little patterns. Washi tape that's been stitched on. This has got a bit of iridescent acrylic paint that I gelli printed onto there. Another pocket over here. I think there's a couple of these that are little prints of paintings, and then I stuck them onto paper so you can journal and then just fold it up and it just slips into something like that. Flowers from a very, very old book I had about 40 years ago, I think. And gold. More little cards like that. There's a couple pages here from an art book. I especially like when you do coffee dyeing and the edges all come out sort of darker, have these strange marks and everything. I think there's some love poems in here. Just some paper to journal on. And so there's quite a few pieces of, this isn't paper, it's more thinnish cardstock. So you could stick photos on, or something that's a little bit heavier, you know, that needs a little bit of weight behind it. These watercolor pages are very crispy. That's a pocket. That was from some sari silk. So an envelope, you can pop things in there. I don't know if I mentioned there's 240 pages in total. So these journals, none of them have got No, I haven't used DigiKits for any of them. Just a couple of things, as I say, that I printed out, like that art piece, another altered paper clip, and then journaling card that I made with a paper napkin and stitched, and it's got this layer of, I don't know if you can see it, very shiny, glittery kind of texture. So these are the only things I printed out. More jelly printing. I think there's a bit of gold there. Can you see the gold? So there's 5 signatures, and each signature has got 12 pages. No, sorry, 12 sheets. So each signature's got 48 pages, which makes 240. I think there's about 10 of these in each journal, of these little cards that I made. And they're actually printed on old German pages, you know, that have been, I think there's 3 that have been stuck together. So they're really hard. In fact, each journal weighs 700 grams. I'm not sure in pounds how much that is. And then the little one would be less. I need to double check the weight of that. Oh, there's some mermaids. So, okay, more coffee paper, pockets, and then coming to the back. All right, let's see. So right at the back is a little belly band, and you'll find a tiny little notebook in there. They're all different that I've stitched around as well, and this is just for extra notes or to carry around with you. Again, just paper that's been coffee dyed or watercolored, you know, that I've just splashed colors onto. So that can live in there, or, you know, you can take it out. And that's it. So we've got I've got 5 of these, 4 big ones. Well, when I say big, bigger than the other one. And then this 5th one that's just a little bit smaller. And they're all in my Etsy shop. Thank you.